Yo, 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 yo. What is up, everybody? It is your boy. He says, finally, my God, 4 hours of wait. What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K back again with another episode of PlayStation Pep Rally. We Pep Talk. We haven't had this in a long time. This is episode 8. This is where we talk all things PlayStation. There's this rumor going around the gaming streets. Oh, y'all guys can't have podcasts unless you talk about the podcast, the platform that will not remain mentioned. No, not the case. Plenty going on in the PlayStation land. A lot more going on that's actually game related. So we're here to talk about it. Today's show is going to be solely focused on the showcase. And let me see here. I had the PlayStation showcase. I had the email here that they says you're invited. Okay, here it goes. There we go. All right, let's get this up here. Let's get this up here so you guys come see it. And let's get rid of that there. But before we do that, let me do this. I got to put up my message. I got to put up my message, man. My message app. Because you know Cold Blood Sensei is going to be in here cutting up other bookmarks. I see content creation. Oh, by the way, too, I finally got the members stuff out there or created. Give me a second on the... Give me a second, y'all, on the excuse me. Give me a second, y'all, on the for the people in the Discord. If you're a Cloud Dosage member, then you got the Cloud Dosage special today, which we talked about why. It was a great show. We talked about why consolidation is bad and why a lot of my cloud people are really, I hate to say it, they're on a hypocritical stance. Oh, we miss Stadia. But then the thing that had a direct causal effect on Stadia closing down for the huge amount of it was based upon consolidation that limited their access, and they just looked around and said, man, this ain't worth it. We'd rather go back to doing. So we talk about that. I also got a killer show for members. I got a killer show where I actually fall into some bot rhetoric that actually makes sense. They wanted to make sense just because they shield for that other platform. But it actually makes sense based upon the actions of this CEO of Microsoft. I could say Microsoft. So I'm going to explain to you why it's not far-fetched to believe that Microsoft would pull their platform from UK. Yes. And to their own detriment, bots want that to happen, but it's going to be a killer to the platform. But Microsoft doesn't care because gaming actually serves a bigger purpose to them than satisfying gamers. There's a bigger purpose that gaming serves for them, and I break it all down in our members content. By the end of the day, I'll have everything up for everybody. But right now, if you're a Cloud Dosage member, you get the whole, come on, y'all, we got to wake up and understand what this APK deal means for cloud gaming. You get that piece right now via sound off. But that other piece where you know what I'm saying, we do the Perry Mason, we break the Matlock, we break it down to the very last compound, and we explain to you, look, it ain't that far-fetched that Microsoft would pull their gaming attempts out of UK for this deal because this deal is bigger for them than gaming. And we break it down to you on the real, for real, they really don't care about gaming. See, a lot of y'all don't understand how lower of a percentage gaming is to them versus the company we're about to talk about today, which is Sony. To Microsoft, gaming is the second to the lowest revenue stream for them. You heard that right. Gaming is the second lowest revenue stream. It's only one lower. It's a proxy. Gaming under their CEO, under Microsoft's current CEO, gaming is just a proxy to them for something bigger. I break it all down. See, a lot of y'all that cap for that platform. This is why we had to make a PlayStation show. A lot of y'all that cap for that platform, y'all don't even know. Like I wasn't home. I had to take care of some stuff with my son. He had another fit and had it at school. We had to go pull him out, all this other stuff, right? And so on my travels, I'm actually texting these Mensa candidates about things that platform is doing so great and stuff like that in the cloud that they don't even understand. At least the PlayStation gamer, when they talk, they understand what they're talking about. I couldn't hold a show for that other platform. I just couldn't do it because there's so much capping, sock accounts, and all this crazy stuff just to promote something that they don't understand. It's sickening. I can't deal with it anymore. And that's why I said if a particular game don't blow it off the ratchet for them, there never was for me. And I'll be more than glad to not talk about them because I'm sick of it. We're trying to inform gamers because we're gamers first with a capital G, regardless of what platforms we prefer. We're trying to inform gamers, and I ain't got time for zealots. Y'all are so tiring and so brain numbing. Like, I feel like I'm losing brain cells every time I tweet a response to you guys. That being said, that's here nor there. Let me go to my dashboard. Let me put up our comments. We already got Cold Blood Sensei in here ready to churn it up. And Cold Blood, you're gonna drive a lot of this because I feel like you got the most to say. He says, finally, my God, 4 hours later. And then he says, greatness awaits my brother. And Jimbo's interview just gave me more confidence that PlayStation is on the right track. He says, we don't miss Stadia over here. And he says, all bots want is PlayStation to be jealous of their games. Laugh out loud. They did a great job with Redfall. All right, let me pull up that interview too, because we're going to get into a little bit of that. Let me see. PlayStation or Cold Blood, if you can find me a link to a good interview, Jim Ryan interview. Because I just skimmed over it, Jim Ryan interview, because I was really consumed today. Interview. And really, to me, Jim Ryan, let me see. Jim Ryan, to me, he's not the perfect CEO. Like, he's not a Peter Moore. But to me, he's more, if there's anybody that should be winning awards, I don't think it's any of these it should be Mark Cerny. I think Mark Cerny should be winning awards. I mean, not Rapid Pack Math. Like, even in my Xbot days, I laughed at it. And look, twice the Rapid Pack Math, or the implementation spearheaded by one guy, has destroyed its competition twice in its most powerful efforts. First, remember the aforementioned most powerful console in the world last gen and how you really wasn't seeing it? Then God of War on the PlayStation 4 Slim looked better than anything on that console. On a game on a $200 console looked better than anything on a $500 console. right, so that company goes back at it. They in the lab going back at it. Now they got the second iteration of the world's most powerful console. And guess what? Their own games perform better on the PlayStation 5. If there's anybody that deserves to be awarded, it's Mark Cerny. But guess what? He's not personable. You know, this is like high school. This is like a popularity contest. This is not about, these are not accolades about accomplishments. That's why I don't pay attention to the mainstream. They suck. They suck. Jonathan in the house. What's going on, good brother? Good to see you as always. All right, let's get into it. If Cold Blood, if you can find a good link, I think I got a good one. But before we get into that, I'd be remiss if I didn't show you this. This is PNTS Network. This is our website where we talk about all things gaming. We got our podcast, we got our news articles, we got our game streams, and we just got so many things going on. You definitely want to check it out. Go to pntsnetwork.com for the latest and greatest in gaming news. And if you want to just check out, you can check out everybody that's part of the fam here. And if you want to go to MM2K Gaming, click on that. You'll also see a lot of great stuff there, including all the platforms that I'm streaming on. And hey, look, there goes our stream right there on the webpage. So go check it out. All right. All of our YouTube content, all that stuff. And it gives you the links to where you can find me everywhere. All right. So if I didn't show you that, I'd be remiss. Okay. So here goes the article. It says you're invited to the PlayStation Showcase broadcast live Wednesday, May 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific. It says a wealth of here. Let me make this bigger because I can hardly see it. It says it's time to see what's next for PlayStation Showcase broadcast live May 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific. So that's going to be 4 p.m. on Wednesday. The show will run a bit over an hour, focusing on PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 games in the development from top studios around the world. Expect a glimpse at several new creations from PlayStation Studios, as well as spellbinding games from our third-party partners and indie creators. The live broadcast starts next Wednesday, on YouTube and Twitch. Regarding co-streaming and video on demand, please note that this web broadcast may include copyright content that PlayStation does not control. We welcome and celebrate our amazing co-streamers, but licensing agreements outside of our could possibly interfere with co-streams or VOD. Okay, and I appreciate them putting that out there. That was awesome. I'm putting that out there. All right, so now, okay, he gave me a good link. So I already got a link up here to talk about the Jim Ryan interview. Here goes the Jim Ryan interview. It says this is Google's translated, so apologies for some jank translations. But here goes a good portion of that interview. Thank you, Cold Blood Sensei, for dropping that. I think the biggest takeaway from the Jim Ryan interview was PlayStation 5 exclusives will increase while PlayStation versions remain staggered, Jim Ryan says. He says Sony Interactive Entertainment President CEO Jim Ryan was featured in an interview published today by Japanese website Famitsu. The interviewer went on through various topics, including the improved supply chain of PlayStation 5 consoles. Ryan highlighted that the PlayStation 5 had registered the best start ever for a Sony console. That's very important because we hear from the other side, oh, the fastest growing console ever. That means nothing. The market share is still the same. If they're selling more than before, which is more extravagant, you selling more than before means nothing because you're not gaining ground. It just means that there's more consumers about. And you guys and everybody released during the pandemic when it was a short supply. But now that the supply isn't short anymore, the pandemic is starting to dwindle down and things are starting to normalize somewhat, they're pulling ahead. So that fastest console ever coming from across the street, y'all got to stop that. Benji Sales crunched the numbers. I crunched the numbers afterwards. We are back at last gen console numbers between PlayStation and its comp. So that fastest selling console thing, y'all been saying that ad nauseum, and it doesn't matter. It's only happening here. Look at your screen. Best start ever for any console for a Sony console, despite the supply chain issues encountered in the first couple of years since the hardware's debut. Sony plans to maintain favorable momentum thanks to upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusives like Kotame's Rise of the Ronin due next year. What is that? Let's take a look at that. What the hell is that? Rise of the Ronin. Oh, is there a video for this? Oh, we got some video. Oh, I did see that. Yes, that looks fire. Rise of the Ronin. I do remember that. Final Fantasy 16. Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man. Hold on, it's Final Fantasy 16, June 22nd. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's insane. And on the latter, Ryan said it would fully utilize the PlayStation 5's features to provide a wonderful experience, according to feedback from gamers, perhaps during testing. Later in the interview, the executive mentioned Sony's plan to increase PlayStation 5 exclusives while keeping PC ports staggered. He added that PC fans didn't mind waiting 2 or 3 years to play those games on the platform. Oh well, so there you have it. There you have it. Oh well, for all of y'all. PlayStation is going to mimic Xbox. And look, I even said that at one point in time because I didn't fully realize that Xbox is just a rhetoric machine. That's all they're selling. Oh, did I say their name? Damn it. That the competition across the street is a rhetoric machine. They try to convince you into buying stuff by words. So all this hoopla that they were talking about, whoa, what the hell is that? Their subscription service really didn't hold much weight, because I was like, wow, if they can predict and they've rolled out data that shows this much success for them, oh, well, PlayStation is going to kill it because their games are just better. So it's a no-brainer that they do it. And PlayStation wisely said, MM2K, shut up. Like, I mean, they did put slides out there that showed that it was a likely probability, but it wasn't a definitive. You know what I'm saying? They just did it right there because that's the way the market was swaying towards that, and they wanted to show, hey, look, we have the capabilities to do it day and date as well. But they sat back and watched wisely, and they realized this is not a winning strategy. We still have the winning strategy. So their games are not going day and date in PC. I'm not against their games going day and date in PC. I still think that, it'll help. I think it'll help more than hurt. But I'm not mad at them because, when you look at Last of Us 2, the optimization had to go through there. Like, if in order to make sure that these PC games play right, you got to extract resources that you already have and put them over there on the PC, it'd be better that you just put these games out on PlayStation first, take your time to port them on the PC and make sure that they're right. You know what I'm saying? If you get capabilities in the future to where you can do day and date drops and they work properly, then fine. But to sacrifice for the console, that doesn't make any sense. So I think they're doing the right thing. Me personally, as a cloud gamer, would I love to see PlayStation's ecosystem for day and date content expand, like particularly in the cloud? Yeah, I would love to see it. But you can't put the carriage before the horse. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing it right. And they sat back and wisely watched. They said, we also fully understand the importance of PlayStation 5 exclusive titles. As I mentioned earlier, PlayStation Studios' main responsibility is to have people enjoy the game experience using the latest PlayStation. We are increasing the number of PlayStation 5 exclusive titles and staggering the release of the PC version. I often have the opportunity to ask game fans for their opinions, and when I ask them, about the time lag. They say that selling PC versions 2 or 3 years after the release of the PlayStation version is accepted favorably. Okay. And PC gamers will wait. Like the PC gamers that they're trying to attract here will wait. You know what I'm saying? While Sony was clear at least single player exclusives would continue launching on console first and PC later, we're hoping that port timing would shrink rather than expand. And I can agree with that. You hope. But again, if it doesn't, if it takes away too much from the console and lessens that experience, no. Wait till you come to an even kill. The first big first-party game to be ported to PC, Horizon Zero Dawn, landed on the platform over 3 years after its debut. However, the most recent port, Returnal, took less than 2 years. In October, so still, okay, I get that. Still, given the success of most PlayStation releases, we used to be surprised if any games didn't eventually make it. It'll just take a few years. As an aside, Jim Ryan also revealed that Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima sold over 1 million copies in Japan alone, showing that the Seattle-based studio managed to win hearts of Japanese gamers with their excellent adaptation of Mongol Invasion. Ghost of Tsushima is being adapted into a live-action movie directed by John Wick's Chad Stahelski. Oh, they ain't playing. Jeez Louise. So there you have it, folks. You got the big, there you have it, folks. You have the big interview right here. Sorry I didn't show you guys while I was reading it, but you got the big interview happening. And then you also have the showcase, which that's going to be cool. Cold Blood Sensei says, PC massive waste, dude. Massive waste. Yo! Where do y'all come up with these names, man? PC massive waste. I like that. Oh my God. Oh my God. P instead of PC master race. PC massive waste. Oh dear Lord. Oh gosh. PC massive waste dudes cried on Twitter that he gatekeeps games. I talked about this in the video that I done earlier. And I want to make something abundantly clear. Somebody clip this, please. The thought or the notion that PlayStation gatekeeps games is baloney. It's just stinking baloney without the cheese. It's the worst kind of baloney with the red skin around it. These are games that they've curated their own. They didn't buy these games. They didn't spend $70 billion to buy already proven games. They curated and made these games what they are on their own. They told you that only 4 out of 10 of these games are successful. Only 2 out of the 10 make the money to justify the other 8. And with that much risk, they still continue to put out game after game and fund and put out game. That's why when people talk about Forspoken, I don't want to hear it. Because they're like, oh, Forspoken was trash and they haven't played it. And even if Forspoken didn't reach the data and the litmus that the company had, I'm still glad that it was created, because now I still have what many of us who have played it feel is a quality AAA game. Now we have that in our library, even though it didn't hit. It's marks that, you want to see it hit. If you invested in this game from a company standpoint, but from a gamer standpoint, I'm happy that the game at least exists. I would wish for there to be a sequel. There may not be one, but still I'm getting quality content. And it's PlayStation's penchant to keep investing in AAA content, trying to find the next genre-defining hit, even though 60% will fail. It's their penchant to do that makes their platform so much better than the competition, to where it's back at PlayStation 4 levels. So this whole notion that PlayStation is gatekeeping, no, this is a process that they use because they rely on the console, and because they rely on the console, they have to have compelling reasons for you to buy the console. They want to control their own destiny, and there's nothing wrong with that. So therefore, they want to be their own supplier. They don't want to rely on anybody else. That's why they've curated and created the best first-party studios. And that's why they create their own machine to deliver these best first-party games. They're not relying on PC. They're not relying on your mobile phone. Those things are great as an extension for the PlayStation ecosystem, but they want to control their own destiny. They don't want to be beholden to anybody else that can control their destiny. And because they do that, they are number one. They got to make great, compelling games because of that risk rate in order for the consoles to be sold. They're taking on an exuberant amount of risk to bring you the best games so they can put those consoles on there. So that's why it's key that those games are exclusive, because they're controlling their own destiny as far as delivering you the games. They need something compelling to get the box in your home. You can call it outdated or whatever you want. Gamers love it. And they ain't eating up the other proposal. They love this one. So you can tell me what I'm supposed to like and where I'm supposed to go and all the other. You can do that all you want and waste your own breath. I love what PlayStation's doing because they're doing it this way. They are creating the best games. AAA gaming is still something that is relevant because they're pushing it. Even if 60% of the attempts fail, they're still willing to push it because of how they are set up in controlling their own destiny. It's not gatekeeping. That's silly. That's like if you had a lemonade stand and you got the best lemonade out there. Somebody comes to you and says, well, your lemonade tastes better than mine. Don't gatekeep. Pour some in my pitcher. Get the hell out my face. I hate when I hear that. I hate that. At the end of the day, because of how PlayStation is set up right now at this moment, if you want to get the best PlayStation experience, you have to get a PlayStation. It is what it is. I would love to see PlayStation do more here and do more there, but they don't have the war chest of a Microsoft. So that they would have to divert resources elsewhere, and it just ain't worth it for them. Not at this moment. So they're making slow, gradual implementation. They'll get there, but slow, gradual implementation that makes sense to them, that doesn't take away from the level of quality from you. And I love that. I'd rather the company across the street do that, because their cloud sucks. Their games suck. Maybe if they make their focus singular, their games won't suck anymore. And then after a few years of bringing great games back to the sector, maybe then you can reroute your cloud experience and try again. But none of it works. The delivery system don't work. Who cares if you can deliver my pizza under 5 minutes? If it's cold, half cooked, and there's roaches tap dancing in it, I don't want the pizza. What is so hard to understand here? It's not complicated. I hate when I hear that. PlayStation is gatekeeping. They created these games on their own. They didn't take them from anybody. Naughty Dog, when they were at Universal, they signed the contract, brought them on, and matured them to the Naughty Dog you see today. They did that. The hell are you talking about? A lot of y'all that say this, y'all just started gaming last generation. I wish y'all would find something else to do. Go play some hacky sack or something, man. Horseshoes. Go play some horseshoes. I can't stand y'all in my favorite pastime. Sounds so stupid. Gatekeeping. They made this stuff. All right, that's my rant for the day. I was just addressing this earlier. And I've never seen a bunch of losers, supporters of losers, instead of going back and saying, man, can we win? Can y'all just do better? They work so hard and coming up with these talking points. Oh man, the money hat, the fear monger. And now they're talking, now it's gatekeeping. All these goddamn talking points that don't address the fact that your product of choice just sucks. If they honed in their focus and maybe started smaller at first and started creating better games, they would then be able to expand and do more. But like I said in my members' content, the CEO don't care about gaming all like that. And see, when you have a CEO, and trust me, as somebody who formerly supported Stadia, I know when you have a CEO that don't support gaming, anything can happen. The CEOs of PlayStation, and shout out to Nintendo for Tears of the Kingdom, they care about gaming. They get the art because that's the bulk of their business is gaming. So they have to care about it. So they have to have CEOs that don't get up on stage and say, well, I'm really not a gamer. No. Not at Sony and not at Nintendo. You can't have that. They gotta care about gaming. So when you have a company, a big conglomerate that runs your gaming department, and they ain't honed into the art, then you gotta sit there and make excuses. Then you gotta sit there and have sock accounts. Then you gotta sit there and have talking points and all this other stuff. You gotta do all that stuff to supplement for the fact that your product of choice sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. All right, I continue on. All right, so with that said, yeah, they truly do. They act like PlayStation owes them something. PlayStation owes you great experiences. If you want it, go get a PlayStation. PlayStation at this point in time is not willing to divert resources to give you their games everywhere day one. They don't have the resources to do it at the level Microsoft does, and even Microsoft, who does have the resources, they're not doing it well. They're not doing it well. So let them do what they're doing. PlayStation is doing their thing. Says Jim said, if you really don't want PlayStation 5, then just wait. I don't know what's so hard to understand. Yeah. All this cheese and butter gaming. That's what it is. It's cheese. And when I was growing up, for those of y'all probably don't know what the cheese and butter lines is. When I was growing up, and it was just my mammy, she tried her best. She had 3 jobs, but before she could land all 3 jobs, and she needed help, they would have these things called the cheese and butter line for the low income families. And if you were low income, they give you a block of cheese and some butter, big ass block of butter every month. You go to the rent office, they would call it, and show your ID and get your block of cheese. But everybody loved that government cheese. That government cheese was the greatest. But that's what they want. They want. We're poor in equity. We're poor as far as the games we could present. Give us our cheese and butter. No. If you want quality, you got to pay for it. You're not going to get a Ruth Chris Steakhouse steak at Golden Corral. You just got to shell out the money. And if you want it that bad, be a responsible adult, save up your cash, go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. And I know this is like not enlightening coming from a self-proclaimed cloud gamer, but these platforms just aren't all there yet. And I don't want to, more important than a delivery system is the quality of games. I want the delivery system to be an extension of the quality of games, not vice versa. I don't want the games to be an extension of the delivery system. So if you have a company that just is not ready to deliver while maintaining their quality of games, then let them wait, let them make incremental updates and changes. That's how I feel about it. Sony about to make the best cloud service out there. Really? Yeah. I have an inside track that says that Sony is really working towards a powerhouse of an infrastructure to be released at the right time. One that is going to heavily outperform xCloud. xCloud is hamstrung heavily because of its design. Like I remember I went back and I played a game on that platform that was on Stadia, and the Stadia game destroyed it. The Stadia version destroyed it. There was no competition, and there were things that that happened on that particular cloud to other cloud service that will not be named further. That shouldn't happen in the cloud, like downloads and patches. You see them happening. That's because the platform is too derived off of what native hardware does. You know, the console does, where everybody else is using straight up server blades. So they don't have that bottleneck. There's a bottleneck in the way that they're doing it that, you know, doesn't serve cloud gaming well. So PlayStation is looking at ways around that. They're really, from what I hear, they're really looking at a powerhouse of an infrastructure that, you know, could do some damage. So, all right. So let's talk about the showcase. What is it that you guys and gals want from the showcase? There's supposed to be I want to see like 4 or 5 brand new AAA games, at least. We can get 4 or 5 brand new AAA games. I would say I would like 60 to 70% of those to be first party. You know what I mean? I would like to see that. That would be great. Let's see here. We got some. Mark Cerny will make it happen. Said they want to see GTA 6, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Santa Monica's new IP, and Uncharted 5. You think Uncharted's coming back? I got to keep it real with you. I'm not an Uncharted fan. I'd rather see Naughty Dog do something else. Like not Last of Us, not Uncharted, but they try something else. I would really like to see them. Yeah, in Ben Studios' new IP. Yeah, I would like to see that too. I would like to see Ben Studios bring Siphon Filter back. I would really like to see like Siphon Filter. I'm telling you, as far as a lot of the Western like shooter action games, like The Division and current day Ghost Recon and mainly The Division. You could say that parts of those type of games, the third person shooter games, you could say parts of those games derived a little inspiration from Siphon Filter Omega Strain. I love that game. And not a lot of wasn't the most popular game out there, but I loved Siphon Filter Omega Strain. I thought that game was dope. I would like to see them try something again in that realm. Another SOCOM style game with killer graphics. That you know what I'm saying? That would be nice. That would definitely be nice. We got some more up here. Said Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Yeah, I definitely want to see Wolverine and Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I got a feeling we're gonna get a glimpse of Spider-Man 2 at the show. But yeah, I want to see Wolverine, and I want to see like a couple of badass. I would like to see Wolverine. I would be happy to see Wolverine. Okay, I'll put it like this. I want to see exclusive AAA titles. I want to see at least 3 of them coming in 2024, right? Because I think we already surmised that 2023 is done. And it's and to be honest with you, again, I'm not judging against the lowest common denominator. I'm not looking at PlayStation. I'm not looking at that other console and saying, oh, well, our content is going to be better than theirs. That's judging on the lowest common denominator. What I'm surmising is that PlayStation needs to keep, what I'm saying? They need to keep it up. They need to keep it rolling. And I want to see at least 3 new AAA games 2024 and that are coming out in 2024. And I want to see 3 to 4 first party games, regardless of when they're coming out. That's what I would like to see. I want to see 3 games in AAA games that are coming out in 2024 for the platform. I want to see a total of 4 AAA first party games, regardless of when they're coming out, with gameplay. Maybe I'll tolerate 1 trailer, but now I want to see, I want to see something from Wolverine. Kingdom Lost Soul Project Awakening. Yeah. That'll be a dope one. Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah, Square Enix is supplying some great support to PlayStation. And look, they invested into them. They invested into Square Enix. They have an investment into them. Maybe Microsoft should do the same. Maybe instead of trying to buy these companies, maybe what Microsoft should do is just grab like a 5% stake in what's the company that made Metro? Buy like a 5% stake into them and have them, or maybe what Microsoft should do is buy a 5% stake into Embracer. I'm just throwing it out there. Sony seems to be, instead of whining and crying that Sony knows how to play the game, I would go to that other platform and ask them to start playing better. I think that's a better approach. Mass Effect, yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Oh man, yeah, I'm forgetting about like there's going to be third-party games shown there. I would love to see third-party games there. And you know what I want to see? He said no sports game. Yeah, I don't want to see no sports games. Absolutely not. I don't want to see no sports games. I'm with you. What I want to see is Mass Effect, and I want to see Dragon Age 4, and I hope PlayStation has the marketing rights. That would be dope. That would be truly dope. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing, y'all. The realities are the realities. That other platform, they're just not going to provide as far as AAA games are concerned. They're not a reliable source. They might surprise you here and there, but they're not going to provide. Everything is relying upon Sony. Oh yeah, Haven. That's a good one. Whatever Haven is doing, Asobi Studio. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I wasn't big on Lost Soul. I wasn't big on that. Just wasn't my type of game. But I do want to see, yeah, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Age 4, and definitely Mass Effect. Can Mass Effect redeem itself? Can Mass Effect redeem itself? But yeah, I definitely want to see what Haven is doing. It says no sports games, Asobi Studios. That would be interesting because that what's that bots game that Asobi did to introduce you to your PlayStation 5? That was a dope little thing there. I want to see what Haven is doing. I want to see what Jade Raymond is using based upon her knowledge from Stadia as a former Stadian. She credits her time on Stadia as helping her come up with the foundation of her project. And there is no more Stadia. Is there any remnants or any alumni from Stadia? I definitely want to see what she's working on. Yeah, Gorilla's new project. I would like to see that. I definitely want to see Gorilla's new project. This is all great stuff. And I hope we don't get too much fluff. I want to see PlayStation VR 2 stuff. I want to see PlayStation VR 2 stuff. I want to see some more compelling stuff that makes me say, okay, I got to get that. But we'll see. Firewalk's MP game. Now, Firewalk, isn't that the company that just gutted like 2/3 of its staff? No, Firewalk is different. I think Firewalk is the company that PlayStation acquired. Deviation Games was the company. No, yeah, that's Deviation. Okay. Yeah, I want to see what Firewalk's team comes up with. Here's what I have to say. And then I'm just going to chat it out with Cold Blood until we close shop, or chat it up with anybody that's in the chat. And oh yeah, if you're in the chat, and you see like my brother Cold Blood Sensei, he has a crown next to him. If you got a crown next to your name, meaning you got an Amazon Prime subscription, do us a huge favor. If you would gift us your Amazon Prime subscription, that means it's no charge to you. It's just that every month you get a free Amazon Prime subscription that you can gift to a creator. So it goes a long way to make this a better platform for you. It helps us do the content that we do, the members content and stuff like that. So here's what I'm going to say. Holy cow, I forgot what I was going to say. I shouldn't have brought that up. Let's see what Cold Blood says. He says, no, I'm done with them. They'll probably die in their scraps to go to a different studio, just like Knights of the Old Republic devs. Oh, you're talking about, what's it called? You think they will? BioShock. I want to see what they got. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So yeah, I want to see what I want to see that new Mass Effect. I'm really interested in that. And I just want to see something that's going to blow my mind, man. It's been a long time. I haven't seen anything that made me go like, oh, wow. In a very long time. He says the expectations are at 150% for this showcase. No lower. No, you can't lower your expectations. That's unacceptable to me. You can't lower your expectations. No, absolutely not. They should do well. We only got one first party game this year. We haven't seen. We've heard a lot. Oh, you know these games are coming. And we get it. There was a lot of shenanigans coming from across the street and stuff that you had to deal with, and you had to keep it at bay. But now things are the way that they are. Now you can, you know what I'm saying? Show us what you got. Can't wait. And now the fact that you want to do it before they do theirs. Like there's this concern that PlayStation may just be leaning on its namesake that it presented in the past. That yes, they may have created some great stuff, but they're relying on the past to get all this mind share. They haven't done anything today. And this will be the show that puts that theory to bed. You know, diabetic gaming. I'm all with you. Yep. You better. Yeah. They're gonna have to knock the roof off. They're gonna have to do it. I'm not saying they have to do it in order to survive. I'm like, no. This is what consumers deserve. Right. Show us why there shouldn't be no more E3s. All right, y'all. I'm way past my bedtime. Not my bedtime, but I'm way past the time that I got to create content, the stuff I got to do. I just wanted to do this for y'all real quick because y'all deserved it. I thank y'all so much for coming here. And then, you know, this show is going to be back, man, because we're relying on PlayStation now. So with that said, I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.